When we start our preparation for CLAT examination or maybe any other examination, what we generally do? Now, we tend to start with the section that is having the maximum weightage in the paper. So most of the students, what they will do is they will start their preparation, they will put more amount of time on all the sections that carries maximum weightage, and they will give less amount of time to the sections which have very less weightage, or they may not even give even a single minute, and they will think that we will leave this particular section and will focus on other sections. Now friends, that is the story behind CLAT examination. Also, while you start your preparation, you must look at how ambitious you are. Now, my dear friends, if we look at this particular section of quantitative techniques, that creates a huge difference in deciding which of the NLUs you are going to. Now, if you are able to attempt every question of quantitative techniques versus you are leaving behind this entire section, that creates a difference if you are sitting in the top NLUs of the country, as in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Bhopal, Gandhinagar, and so on, or you are sitting at the bottom of this list. So friends, today's session is all about understanding the importance of every section, especially the quantitative techniques for CLAT examination. So friends, welcome all of you on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher. I'm Gaurav Gupta and I have been a mentor for quantitative techniques and logical reasoning since last 18 years. And I must have taught more than 1 lakh students in my career. All right. Now, in this session, I'll give you all the statistics behind the CLAT examination. What should be your strategy towards that? What should be your strategy to attempt quantitative techniques so that you are sitting in one of the top NLUs of the country? Also, I'll present stats in front of you that will prove that the students who have attempted this section completely, they are sitting in top NLUs of the country. All right, the probability always increases if you are preparing for everything and if you are attempting all the sections of your examination. So first of all, let's quickly have a look at the pattern of CLAT examination. Now, this is how CLAT examination treated us in the last year, and the same is the expectation with CLAT 2025, right? Now, I'll not speak everything about the first 4 section, and will take your focus towards the bottom of your screen, quantitative techniques, right? In comparison to the other 4 sections, English language, current affairs, legal reasoning, and logical reasoning, quantitative techniques has a very less weightage. Okay, on one hand, when English language has 24 questions, quantitative techniques, they have, like, this particular section has half of it, that is only 12 questions. If I talk about current affairs, there are 28 questions, so quantitative techniques stands at even less than half of the weightage. Now, the worst is the scenario for legal reasoning and logical reasoning if I compare quantitative techniques with these 2 sections, right? So, quantitative techniques, only 12 questions. So, why should I be spending my precious time in studying these, in preparation for these 12 questions, right? So, let's focus on that. Now, let's talk about some of these statistics that I gathered, which are the cutoffs for the top NLUs from the previous year. So let's talk about this particular thing. Now, these are cutoffs for the top NLUs for CLAT 2024. I have picked up this data from the internet. So yes, you can rely on this data. So I have taken into consideration top 9 or 10 NLUs. And if you look at the CLAT score required to obtain call from any of these NLUs, so the complete data is in front of you. So if I talk about National Law School of India University, which is Bangalore, NLU Bangalore, I'll call it in a short form. So NLU Bangalore required a cutoff of 90 plus, right? Now, whatever is the exact number, let's not focus on that. Similarly, Hyderabad, again 90 plus, Kolkata 90 plus, Jodhpur 84 plus. Now, what is the difference if even I'll consider these numbers as the exact cutoffs for these respective NLUs? What is the difference between top 3 NLUs and NLU number 4, 5, or 6? There is a gap of 6 marks, right? Now, understand that this gap of 6 marks can be covered using the section of quantitative techniques. Now, my dear friends, we forget to understand one thing, that if we will leave behind all the 12 questions of quantitative techniques, then for us, the examination will be of 108 marks, right? Now, out of these 108 marks, if you have to score 90 marks, then understand what percentage, what accuracy, how much speed you require to attempt these 108 questions and secure 90 marks from here. All right. Now, on the other hand, if you will consider all 120 questions, then securing 90 marks out of this 120 will become easier, and there are more chances, there will be more probability that you will be able to achieve the required cutoff, right? So one thing is clear from this very small discussion, that we must not be leaving any particular section behind. Also, you will have to score 90 marks, right? Let's say this is our target, we'll have to score 90 marks, right? Then, will I be able to score these 90 marks out of those 108 questions, leaving behind those quantitative techniques? Have I covered each and everything that will help me in attempting at least 105 questions out of those 4 sections or not? So this is a big question. Now, if we'll analyze the paper of CLAT 2024, you will observe one simple trend, that in the section of legal reasoning and in the section of English language, the questions are very lengthy, right? So it will take us on an average more than 1 minute to attempt one question of English language or legal reasoning. The questions of legal reasoning are a little bulky, right? So the amount of time that you will require to answer one question of legal reasoning will be more as compared to the time that you will take to solve a question of quantitative techniques, provided you have done a proper preparation for quantitative techniques, right? So what I am here trying to tell you, that if you have covered the entire syllabus of quantitative techniques, then on an average, you will take 10 to 12 minutes to tackle these 12 questions of quantitative techniques. And since this is mathematics, this is basic mathematics up to class 8th, 9th, or 10th, then the chances of you like attempting these questions correctly will be higher. Once again, there is like a big if attached to this. So if, provided you have done a proper preparation for quantitative techniques, right? So now the question arises, that how much time should I be spending to prepare for these 12 questions of quantitative techniques, right? Now, every week I am taking a session on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher, and every week I come across these different questions. Sir, should we prepare for quantitative techniques or not? If yes, if you are telling us that you must prepare for quantitative techniques, then how much time we should spend on daily basis or on weekly basis, so that I should be able to tackle, I should be able to take care about these 12 questions in less than 12 minutes in the actual examination. So I have a very simple answer for all of you. Now, every Friday at 8 p.m., I come on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher, CLAT YouTube channel of Career Launcher. And every Friday, like in this session, I discuss one complete set of quantitative techniques, right? So my ask is, attend each of these sessions which I'm taking live, or maybe it is a recorded session. So attend each of these sessions, and just on the basis of whatever I have taught you in these sessions, you can practice for 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday. That's it. I'm not asking you to study anything in regard to quantitative techniques on Monday to Friday. So starting from Monday morning up till Friday evening, there is no need to study anything. Attend my session at 8 p.m. on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher, right? Now this session is half an hour to 45-minute session. Now after you have attended this session, just spend 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday, and believe me, in the next 4 months, that is August, September, October, and November, in these 4 months, if you will continuously spend 4.5 hours, half hour on the session, 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday, 4.5 to 5 hours every weekend, you will be easily able to tackle these 12 questions that are from quantitative techniques in CLAT 2025. Right? Friends, now these 12 questions, what are the different areas from these 12 questions comes in front of you? Now the areas like percentage, okay? So percentage is a very basic thing, okay? So I'll write these areas: percentages, profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest, basic arithmetic. Then the application of ratios. This is what you will have to study. Averages. Averages बहुत simple formula होता है. Average is sum divided by number of terms. So if you are thorough with ratios, if you are thorough with averages, okay, then you will be able to attempt maximum number of questions. Now after that, you may find some questions from linear equations, right? But most of these questions are based on the concepts of percentages and ratios. Now these are two basic things majority of the questions comes from. So if you spend 5 to 6 hours in the preparation of this, and then further every weekend 5 hours on the revision in practicing some of the questions that are given on your online portal, then believe me, nobody can stop you in attempting these 12 questions in 12 minutes. All right. So this is what you will have to do as far as quantitative technique sections is concerned, right? So friends, do not forget to join me every Friday 8 p.m. live on the YouTube channel of LST Career Launcher, and I'll be helping you to sail through this particular section. Okay. Now, just to conclude, I'll give you an example of two of my students. Okay, I'll pick up these two students from the previous year. Okay, now previous year when I was teaching, now these two students, I call the student A and student B, right? Now one of the students A was very clear from the beginning that that was a male, he will not attempt even a single question on quantitative techniques, because he heard it from somewhere that there is no use in spending time in preparation for these 12 questions. Instead of these 12 questions, focus more on the remaining 108 questions. 108, it is 9 times that number 12, right? 12 into 9 is 108. So instead of spending time on 10% of the section, spend most of your time for preparation for this 90%. Now, do you know how much marks did that person score? That person could score 79 marks in CLAT 2024, right? On the other hand, student B, who was also very clear at the beginning that she will not prepare for quantitative techniques, and both these students A and B, they were friends, right? Coincidentally, they have scored the same marks in the previous standard. They were equally good in mathematics. So at the beginning, student B also decided not to attempt even a single question of quantitative techniques. She decided not to spend even a single minute in the preparation of quantitative techniques section. But I was one of the mentors of this student, and I advised her to just spend 3 hours on every weekend in quantitative techniques, right? Okay. Now, this person could attempt 8 out of 12 questions in CLAT 2024. I'm not saying that just because of these 8 questions, this person scored 86 marks in CLAT 2024. Now, these two students, A and B, are sitting in different NLUs right now, and you can understand, you can you are well informed about the cutoffs of last year. you are well, like you are like worthy enough to understand the difference between 79 marks and 86 marks, right? Now, this particular thing, spending just 4 to 5 hours on every weekend, will decide the course of the next 5 years and hence the course of your life. Okay, so make sure that you take a worthy decision at this point in time. There are lots of people who will convince you not to attempt quantitative techniques for CLAT. They are not responsible for your examination, right? There will be very few of us who will basically help you in understanding the importance of these 12 questions. Okay, so if you are a student who is ambitious enough, if you want to see yourself sitting in the top NLUs of the country, then you still have 4 months for your preparation. And 4 months, my dear friends, understand that 4 months is more than enough time to prepare for all the 5 sections of CLAT 2025. So I'll call this session off at this point in time. And I hope that you have understood the importance of attempting each and every question, of preparing for each and every section for any upcoming examination. All right. So friends, I hope that you will see me or you will join each and every session that I'm taking on every Friday at 8 p.m. on quantitative techniques. Attempt all the questions that I'll be discussing in that session. Attend that session for half an hour, and on the basis of that, just do 2 hours of preparation on Saturday and Sunday each, and you'll be through with this. All right. Now, in case you have any other query related to this particular section of quantitative techniques or any other section, if you are struggling in making a preparation strategy for yourself, if you are struggling in scheduling your studies, if you are struggling in managing CLAT examination with your school examinations, then please feel free to ask these type of questions. Just leave the comment in the comment section, and we at Career Launcher will pick up those queries and will try to help you out with special sessions on these related things. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. Have a nice time. All the very best for your preparation for CLAT. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.